Okay, we are back. Today I'd like to continue our series of Vulnhub. The virtual machine would be Symfonos 2. I will put the link into the description section below so that you can download this virtual machine. Before we begin today's video, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate your help and support. So now let's just get started. To save time, I have already imported this virtual machine into the VMware workstation. Now we can go into or go inside the Kali Linux virtual machine. As you can see over here, I have already identified the IP address of the virtual machine or target as 169 by the tool like Net Discover. And also you can use the upscan, similar tools. And then I did the nmap scanning. I did the scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan. And then I put the option of -p-, which stands for comprehensive scan. And from the nmap scanning results, as you can see, the several open ports. The first one is 21, which is running FTP. And also the version, the exact version of this surface. And from the version figure or number, I guess we can utilize the vulnerability of a mod copy. Later we can use the search sprite utility to confirm that. And the second port, open port, is 22, which is running SSH service. And also the actual version information. As we know, this version doesn't have any vulnerability. The next one is 80, which is running HTTP service. And also this is the version information. And the last two open ports, which are running a Samba service. As I mentioned in the other videos, if the virtual machine has some file sharing, a service running like FTP, like Samba, such a service always will be the first objective. Okay, so what we are going to do next is to check whether this version has vulnerability. We can use the search sprite and the pro FTPD and the number. As you can see, this version has mod copy, and it means that we can copy a specific file from source to the destination utilizing this vulnerability. So I think that's all we can get from the FTP service at this point. Now we can log in to the Samba service to see whether we can find out more information about the Samba. We can use the SMB client tool and the option L. And we can put the password of Kali Linux, which is Kali. As you can see, there is one share. The share name is anonymous. We can use the same command. Anonymous. Kali. And there's one directory backup. We can go into this directory. And there's one file, log.txt. We can download this file onto the Kali Linux. Then we can go back. We can open up another tab and go to our working directory. And then we can cut the content of the log. So I think as we scroll up to the top, scroll up further, and the lock save information, the first one will cut or make a copy of the shadow file to this file, the back. And another, this show you the Samba service configuration. And then we can scroll up. We can utilize the mod copy of the FTP service to copy this file to the anonymous directory. Then we can download this file onto the Kali Linux. And also from the configuration file from the Samba, as we scroll down, nothing useful here. The anonymous user, some configurations which is related to the anonymous. As you can see, anonymous. And this configuration give us the absolute path for the anonymous user with the Samba service. And we can make a copy onto our notepad. So next we can telnet to the FTP service. And then use the or utilize the mod copy vulnerability. Let me show you how to do it. Site copy from site copy from, and the file we are going to do copy is, maybe we need to, this one. We also can put into our notepad. And now we can put here. This should be the source file. Oh, sorry, I mistyped the command. Site from site, and then put in here. It's ready. And then we can site copy to, because from the configuration of the Samba service, we have already know that the absolute path for the anonymous user. So we can make a copy and put it here, and we can rename to shadow.txt. Okay, copy successful. And to crack the password or encrypted hash value, we also need the password file. Let's do it again. Copy from etc password file, and the site copy to, and this is the same. Okay, and we can use the same file name. Copy successful. So now we can list the content to see whether we have already make a successful copy. As you can see, we utilize the mod copy of the FTP service to copy 2 files from the source to this working directory. Then we can download these two files onto the Kali Linux. Now we can quit. And then we can use the unshadow command to shadow hash, redirect hash. Then we can use the John the Ripper hash. Now the John the Ripper is cracking the password for the shadow file. Now we let it running, and okay, we have already got or retrieved the password for the user alerts, and we can log in to the virtual machine via SSH. And the password, IP address. Yes. And we can copy the password and paste in here. So yeah, we did. We have already logged in as this user, and we can check ID, and also we can check the sudo. We can put the password here, but to run sudo on this virtual machine. And we can also use the find command to see whether we can find out some command which have the SUID bit. This is a very standard technique when we try to elevate our privilege, right? Yeah, but nothing useful. No commands for us to elevate our privilege to the root user. And also we can check the port status. As you can see, I think the 33306 is running by my circle. But this one, the 8080, because it's open on the local host, so at the early stage of the map scanning, we cannot identify or detect this port. So how to do next? Maybe we can use the SSH tunnel technique to make a collection between Kali Linux and this port 8080. Let's quit. And then we can SSH the local port number. We can use the 9999. Of course, you can use whatever you wish. And the destination IP address is local, but the destination port number is 8080. And then the username and okay, the password, I think we need to, yeah, here. Now I think we can access this 8080 port number, but of course on the Kali Linux, the local port is 9999. As you can see, this of course, the username and password, we have already know that. I think this is a network management system. And we can check whether this CMS has vulnerability. Liber MMS. And as you can see, the two Metasploit module, we can utilize these two modules to utilize this vulnerability. We can launch the Metasploit console. As you know, the Metasploit console usually take a bit long time to launch. Anyway, now it's here, and we can search the Liber MS. Search and we can use the. I think we can try this one. If this one cannot work, we can try another one. And then we can show options. We need to set the local host to our Kali Linux, which is, what is the IP address for the Kali Linux? Yeah, 143. Set the port number. We can set to like a 666. And also we can set the remote host. This case is local host. And the port number. I think it should be 9999, right? And the username is Aniers. I cannot remember this username. And the password, we can use the password for this user. We can make a copy. We can show options again. I think I have already configured all required options. Now let's run. It seems it's working. This exploit is working, which is a good thing. Now, as you can see, command shell session opened, and we can check the ID, and we can check the version of a Python. Python 2 is there. pty spawn the bin bash. And also we can check the sudo. And as you can see, we can run the MySQL to elevate our privilege without supplying the password of root user. Now we can go to the website of the GTFO bins. And we can search MySQL. So we can make a copy of this part. Go back here, sudo user bin MySQL, and paste in here. As you can see from the banner, we have already become the root user. We can navigate to the root directory. So here it is the root flag. So okay, so we have already successfully got the root shell and retrieved the root flag without any issue. So that's all I'd like to go through this virtual machine. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.